So what's new in the world? We got China fixing broken bones with a glue. We got the UK having mandatory digital IDs. We got Trump fighting with the FBI and a lot more. So let's get ready for the Monday summary and let's get started with the first story. So for the first one today, the UK is making all of its citizens have a digital ID called the Brit Card. So what is it? It's basically a digital identity card on your phone. Like imagine your ID on your phone. So people would download the app, then register using the passport or visa or birth details. And that's it. But why is the UK doing it though? Well, the UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer said that he's doing it to fight illegal immigration.
This government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work.
So if you have the digital ID, that means that you're in the UK legally and you can use it to apply for a job, rent a home, open a bank account, or even as a passport when you're arriving at the UK.
You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
So it is pretty useful, right? But, well, some people are not happy about it because some people are saying that this will let the police randomly stop people and ask them for an ID to make sure that those people are legal in the UK, and that would make the UK basically a surveillance state. And other people are saying that this could be a huge problem if all the data gets hacked, like big tech companies get hacked. Like it is possible for the UK's government as well to get hacked and all the people's information would then get leaked. And other people are saying that the government is doing this to control people. So yeah, a lot of people are upset about it. But what do you think? Like, is it a big deal or are people just exaggerating? Well, let me know and let's go to the next story. Now this one is a dramatic one because former FBI Director James Comey was indicted. And if you don't know what indicted means, it basically means that he was formally charged with a crime. And this is huge because Comey is the first FBI director ever to be charged with a crime. But some people are saying that Trump is the one who pushed for all of this. Because Trump and Comey hated each other for so long. Like it starts back in 2017 when Trump was the president for the first time. So in May 9th of 2017, which is less than 4 months into Trump's presidency, Trump fired Comey. But then a year later, Comey wrote a book called A Higher Loyalty, and he obviously insulted Trump in that book. Like he called Trump morally unfit to be president, and he compared Trump to a mob boss. But when Trump heard about it, he was so mad that he called Comey an untruthful slimeball. Like now it became personal. But then in September of 2020, Comey was called to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee in Congress. And Congress asked him a question. They were like, have you ever leaked information or let others at the FBI leak information to hurt Trump? And Comey said, no, never. And that was it, right? Well, no, because this will be very important to the story later. Anyways, now it's 2025 and Trump became the president again. But back in July, the conflict stopped being about just Comey because it also hit his family as well. Because James Comey's daughter, Maureen Comey, was fired from her job after 10 years of working as a federal prosecutor in New York. And people suspected that she got fired because who her father is and that she was being punished to send him a message. But then she told her colleagues that fear is a tool of a tyrant. Now it's September, and remember the testament that Comey said in front of Congress? Well, now prosecutors are saying that he lied. He's being charged for making false statements and obstruction of Congress, basically because he lied to Congress under oath. And if he's found guilty, he can go to prison for 5 years. 5 years! But Comey said right after in a video that he is innocent and that fear is the tool of a tyrant. Remember the same thing his daughter said back in July?
My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial.
But Trump was like, justice in America, and he called Comey one of the worst human beings the country has ever been exposed to. So yeah, they really don't like each other. But also, this is a huge problem because people don't know, like, did Comey actually lie, or is all this happening because Trump doesn't like him? No idea, but people are fighting and this is a huge deal in the US right now. But anyways, let me know what you think and let's go to the next story. So this one is a big one too because Elon Musk's name was on the Epstein Files. Remember the same Elon Musk who was fighting Trump and was saying that Trump is in the Epstein Files? Well, Elon Musk's name came out too. So 8,544 documents were released, and those documents had the names of people who flew with Epstein, it had people who planned to meet him, and it has money records and phone messages. But where does Elon Musk come in this whole thing? Well, here in one of the documents it says, reminder, Elon Musk to Ireland on December 6th. Is this still happening? But we are not sure if Elon Musk actually went to meet him, but his name was in the documents. And it also had Peter Thiel, who's the founder of Palantir and also a very close friend of Trump and JD Vance. And as you can see here, it says 12 p.m. lunch with Peter Thiel, so apparently they had lunch together. And to know how close Peter Thiel is to the current US government, Peter Thiel was one of the people who helped Vice President JD Vance to get into politics. Like, he gave him $15 million for his 2022 Senate run. And he also helped JD Vance's venture capital, so yeah, they're friends. They're very close friends. So do you think that this is one of the reasons that the Epstein Files have not been released yet? Like, cause I don't know, but I know that we want those files released. Anyways, next story. So we got another wild one, cause this time NASA's thinking of sending a nuclear bomb to space. But at least they're not trying to kill people this time, they're actually doing it to save people. But you're probably confused, like, what do I mean by that? So there's an asteroid that might hit the moon in 2032, and that asteroid was named YR4. And at first, astronomers were scared that this asteroid would hit Earth. But then they realized it's not gonna hit Earth, so they were like, we don't care about it. But then they thought again, and they were like, if the asteroid hits the moon, that would affect us too, because when the asteroid hits, there will be a huge debris cloud. And there will be tiny fragments called micrometeorites that will fly around and hit space stations, satellites, and astronauts. So NASA had two choices: either send a spacecraft to move the asteroid away from the moon, but doing that is pretty hard, and if their math is wrong, it would be very risky. But then they have the other choice, which is smashing the asteroid with a nuclear bomb. Like, this is something that never happened before, so no idea if they will do it, but you know what, this will happen in a few years anyways, so we don't really have to care about it right now, because the situation on Earth is messed up enough. Anyways, next story. Okay, I love this next one. So China made a glue that would fix broken bones. Yes, a glue! Like, for many years, if someone broke a bones, doctors would have to do big surgeries and they would put metal plates and screws to keep the bone in place. But then the healing would take a lot of months. But that's not all, because after the healing, some people needed a second surgery to take the metal out, and those surgeries would cause pain, infections, and scars. Scientists in China were like, can we fix the bone the same way we glue things together? And because of that question, they looked in nature and they studied oysters. Yes, oysters. So if you don't know, oysters make a special glue that works in wet, salty, and moving water. Normal glue doesn't work in water, so scientists were like, let's make a glue that is similar to that oyster glue. And they did it, and it's called Bone O2, and it works like oyster glue, but it's safe for humans. Apparently it can hold bones with a force much stronger than 400 pounds. Then the glue would disappear in the body when the bone heals, and that means that there is no surgery that is needed after. You're probably like, this is just a theory, they didn't actually try it on humans, did they? Well, they actually did, because in a hospital in China, doctors tried that glue on a patient that had a broken wrist. So instead of a surgery and putting the metal plate in, they made a tiny 3cm cut and gave him an injection of the Bone 02 glue. And in just 3 minutes, the broken bone pieces were glued together. And it even works in areas where there's a lot of blood, where normal glues would fail to work. And then 3 months later, the doctors checked on the patient, and the wrist was fully healed. Like, there were no infections, no problems, and no surgery needed. This is amazing. This could change medicine forever. I just love those stories. I love talking about them. Wow. Okay, this is kind of exciting. Like, finally a happy story here. This is amazing. Anyways. Next story. Okay, this one is crazy, because I don't know if the people who did it are stupid or what, because they destroyed a 3,000-year-old ancient Egyptian bracelet. It was a gold bracelet with a single blue lapis lazuli bead, and it was in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. But then one day, a person who worked at the museum as a restoration specialist secretly took the bracelet from a safe in the restoration lab, and because she knew that area didn't have security cameras, no one knew. But that's not the worst thing, because She then sold it to a gold shop owner for $3,735. And I know something like this would go for a lot more than that, but that's not the problem. She got scammed. We don't care. But then the person who bought it sold it again for someone else for $4,025, and that's the huge problem. And the problem is not that he sold it, like he made some profit, whatever. The problem is the person he sold it to, because that person was a gold smelter. If you don't know, a gold smelter is someone who melts gold. So you can see where this is going, because yes, he melted the bracelet. He melted the 3,000-year-old ancient Egyptian bracelet. That's actually stupid. Like, yeah, all the people involved got arrested and they would probably get punished severely, but that doesn't matter because they destroyed an ancient Egyptian bracelet. How stupid can you be? You know what, guys? That's it for today. I love you all for watching, and I'll actually see you again on Thursday. Again, love you all, but damn, some people do dumb stuff.